When you replay Plants vs. Zombies, Crazy Dave picks the first 3 seed slots for you. I thought to myself, what if I just beat the entire game with only these plants? I mean, he picked them out just for me, and I wouldn't want to be rude by just not using them. The problem with that idea, however, is that Dave doesn't give you sunflowers most of the time. So I decided that I can choose one other plant that I can use, with it being a sunflower most of the time. According to my statistics, it shows that you, yes you, are not subscribed. So if you could go smash that button right down there, that would be very much appreciated. On to the video. For 1-1, I was given Cactus, Cherry Bomb, and Repeater, so I chose Sunflower. This is a fairly straightforward level that only has basic zombies and doesn't require any specific shenanigans to pass it. For 1-2, I was given Pumpkin, Cabbage Pult, and Split Pea, so I chose Sunflower again. This was another very easy level, but it took slightly longer because I didn't have Repeater, like in the last level. For 1-3, I was given Pumpkin, Three-Peater, and Walnut, so I chose Sunflower yet again. It was sort of hard to get started with this selection because the only plant I can use is one of the most expensive in the game. Luckily, I was given the walnut to sell them until I was able to afford it. It's also worth mentioning that I used a rake bought from Crazy Dave's shop to buy me more time to plant sunflowers until I had to start planting other plants. This level is also the introduction to the Conehead zombie, one of the most difficult zombies in the entire game. Here, I'll prove it with this 3-hour-long video essay. For 1-4, I was given Snow Pea, Potato Mine, and Three-Peater. Unless specifically stated otherwise, the plant that I chose is a sun-producing plant like Sunflower or Sunshroom. I'm glad that I was given Potato Mine for this one because it gives you more time to plant sunflowers at the beginning of the level without saving the zombie for later, like with walnuts. After the sunflowers, I planted a column of Snow Peas to slow down the zombies and columns of Three-Peaters in front to do substantial damage. 1-5 is the introduction of Walnut Bowling, in which you don't pick your seeds. Next level. For 1-6, I was given Watermelon, Three-Peater, and Split Pea. I made a column of Split Peas to fend off zombies while I grew my sunflowers and 2 columns of Watermelon after that because they do a lot of damage. For 1-7, I was given Split Pea again, Three-Peater, and Walnut. Sometimes RNG can be your worst enemy. For example, in this level I had to waste a lawnmower because too many Coneheads spawned at the bottom row and they ate through my defenses. The rest of the level was fine though. For 1-8, I was given Jalapeno, Repeater, and Spikeweed. This one had some pretty good plants, so I had a bit of fun and passed the level without any issues. I ended up with 4 columns of Repeaters before I beat it. For 1-9, I was given Kernel Pult, Cabbage Pult, and Potato Mine. This is the first level that was 3 flags long, so I had a bit more time to build a fully fleshed out army. After using the Potato Mine strategy, I decided to completely build my defense out of corn, and not the better option, Cabbage Pult, because I thought it was funny. This backfired, however, around the 2nd flag when the Buckethead zombies started walking in. They started chewing through my defenses quickly, and I decided that I would replace the corn with cabbage from then on. It was already too late by then, however. By the final flag, a crowd of zombies had made its way through the 2nd row and used up a lawnmower. It was fine, however, because there wasn't much of the level left. 1-10 is another level that gives you the seeds on a conveyor belt. Next world. I was given Snow Pea, Ice Shroom, and Squash for 2-1. Night levels don't have sun falling from the sky, meaning that it takes much longer to build up sun. However, you can use mushroom plants now, so I chose Puff Shroom as my plant. This meant that I didn't have any plants that produce sun, but I didn't need it. Puff Shrooms don't cost anything, and the level was simple enough that I could beat it without any other plants. For 2-2, I was given Tall Nut, Fume Shroom, and Spikeweed. After a few resets, I decided that I wasn't getting enough time to get sun before the zombies came in, so I came up with a strategy. In addition to the rake killing the first zombie, I would let the zombie after that walk completely to the lawnmower using it. This would hopefully buy me enough time to get some more sunshrooms before I had to put the plants down. If I was lucky, the zombie after that would spawn in the same lane, buying me even more time. Other than that, the level was completely beatable. For 2-3, I was given Pumpkin, Cabbage Pult, and Cherry Bomb. Using the same strategy as before, I made a few columns of cabbage and beat the level. For 2-4, I was given Snow Pea, Puff Shroom, and Kernel Pult. Because Dave gave me a Puff Shroom, I filled the entire field with them, with the exception of the Sun Shrooms and the Snow Peas in columns 1-4. I also placed 3 Snow Peas behind this grave right here in preparation for the final flag, in which extra zombies spawned from them. However, a group of zombies had already eaten its way through that row a little bit before that, but it was fine as zombies don't spawn in a lane that has lost its lawnmower a little while after you use it. 2-5 is Whack-A-Zombie. Next level. I was given Gravebuster, Tall Nut, and Potato Mine for 2-6. Dave didn't give me any plants that could kill zombies normally, so I chose Puff Shroom as my plant and filled the whole field with them. By the end, I only lost 1 mower. I was given some really bad plants for 2-7, but if you completely restart the game before starting the level, you can get a completely different set of plants. So I got Hypno Shroom, Sunflower, and Scaredy Shroom, and I chose Puff Shroom as my plant. By the end, I had 1 column of sunflowers, 3 columns of Scaredy Shrooms, and the rest of the field filled with Puff Shrooms. The Hypno Shrooms were also nice when football zombies were eating through my defenses. I lost 4 mowers at the final flag, but it got done. I got Doom Shroom, Marigold, and Ice Shroom for 2-8. I once again didn't get any normal plants, so I just spammed Puff Shroom yet again. However, I put Marigold in tile 1 that survived until the end of the level because I thought it was funny. I got Walnut, Scaredy Shroom, and Split Pea for 2-9. I used Scaredy Shrooms as my main plant at first because they're so cheap, but I started replacing them with Split Peas as time went on due to how Scaredy Shrooms turned useless when zombies get near them. It was a long level, but everything turned out fine. 2-10 is yet another conveyor belt level. Next! After a few resets, I finally got a seed selection of Starfruit, Cherry Bomb, and Torchwood for 3-1. I actually didn't need to worry about the zombies in the pool because Starfruits shoot in every direction at once. This actually makes them a really good plant when spammed. After resetting 3 times, I got Starfruit, Snow Pea, and Marigold for 3-2. I'd just like to mention how long it takes to do a full reset. Like, it can take upwards of 40 seconds per reset, which really adds up when you're trying to look for specific things. Anyway, I think the slowdown of the Snow Peas really helped with this level because I think the more powerful zombies seen here, like the Bucketheads and Football Zombies, would have easily eaten through them if that wasn't there. I got Sunflower, 3-Peter, and Marigold, and I chose Lily Pad for 3-3 after a total of half an hour of resets. In fact, most of the levels after this one use this reset strategy as well. Yeah, this was around the time where I started experiencing something the cool kids call existential dread. This level in particular was difficult because it featured snorkel zombies, which dodge attacks until they come out of the water to eat something. The problem that I had was that if nothing was in the pool, then they just cruise their way onto my house. This level in particular was hard to get started on because the only attacking plant I had was a 3-Peter. In the end, however, it got done. 3-4 is pretty similar to 3-3 in terms of the zombies and plants that I got, just longer. I got Garlic, Sunflower, and 3-Peter, and I picked Lily Pad. I had to come up with some pretty creative ways of stalling the zombies, like placing the Garlic to slow them down a bit. Overall, the start was a bit rough, but it got done without any major issues. 3-5 is once again another conveyor belt level. Next! Crazy Dave must have been feeling nice for 3-6 because he gave me jalapeno, spikeweed, and sunflower, so I chose Starfruit. God, my throat is still July. Yes, my throat is July. This specific selection was great because this level had a type of zombie called the Zomboni, a high defense enemy that leaves behind an ice trail that zombies can spawn on in groups of 4. Spikeweed can instantly pop the tires of these, and Jalapeno can instantly destroy the entire row of zombies it's placed in, as well as getting rid of the trail that the Zombonis leave behind. Due to this selection, the level was made pretty easy. At first, 3-7 was worrying because you need to worry about the Zombonis and the snorkel zombies. However, I got some pretty good plants, which were Pea Shooter, Starfruit, and Lily Pad. I just spammed the entire fruit with Starfruit, which let me not worry about the Zombonis at all due to how powerful the Starfruit were. I really didn't want to do the reset strategy for 3-8, so I decided to make do with the plants that were given to me, which were Pea Shooter, Lily Pad, and Cherry Bomb. I thought this would be a problem because pea shooters, even when spammed, aren't powerful enough to defeat some of the more powerful enemies without some major damage to the defenses. This was also the introduction of Dolphin Rider zombies, which are basically the pole vaulting zombies but for the water and faster. However, it turned out to be fine, probably because there weren't any strong zombies, just quick ones. 3-9 was a long and difficult level. However, Dave gave me the Giga Chad of all normal plants, the watermelon, which does some serious damage. The other plants I got were Lily Pad and Cabbage Bolt. 3 to 4 watermelons in each row was more than enough to destroy anything in my path. 3-10 is yet another conveyor belt level. Next! For level 4-1, I was given Plantern, Blower, and Puff Shroom, so I chose Sea Shroom. I ended up with going a strategy of Puff Shroom and Sea Shroom spam, which I knew would work for this level, but probably not any of the other ones in this world. For 4-2, I was given Hypno Shroom, Marigold, and Starfruit. This was good because I could use the Hypno Shrooms to quickly get rid of the football zombies while the Starfruit got everything else. Interestingly, I had to restart the level several times due to bad RNG when doing the lawnmower strategy. After about 20 minutes of resetting, I got Pumpkin, Blover, and Starfruit for 4-3. The reason why this level was such a pain in the neck was because of the balloon zombies that spawned in this level. These zombies fly over your defenses directly to your house if you don't pop the balloon with Cactus or Cattail, or by blowing it away with Blover. So I had to grind to get 2 specific plants for this level. 4-4, however, was possibly one of the most painful levels of the entire game. I had to grind for a total of over an hour and a half to get the plants that I needed, with an entire separate 45-minute recording just for this. It got so bad that some friends even messaged me why they were getting spammed with notifications because Steam alerts your friends while you're playing at the moment. You have a combination of Dolphin Rider zombies, Balloon zombies, and a 3 flag long level that requires you to get a combination of 3 specific plants: the Lily Pad, Cactus or Blover, and Starfruit or 3-Peter. At the end of the day, I ended up with a cactus in each row, lily pads near the entrance of the pool for the dolphin zombies to jump over, and the rest being starfruit. 4-5 was vase breaker. Next. The most interesting thing going on for 4-6 was the digger zombies, which dig to the other side of the field and start eating your plants from the left and can be taken out with starfruit or split peas. Crazy Dave chose starfruit, walnut, and fume shroom for me. Around this time, I figured out that if a zombie's in the middle of a tile and you place a starfruit perfectly on top of it, the zombie is perfectly aligned to be hit by all 5 projectiles that the starfruit shoots at a time, which can kill a basic zombie in 2 hits. For 4-7, I got sunflower, 3-peater, and lily pad, so I chose starfruit. It was a fairly straightforward level of spamming starfruit yet again. 4-8 is the introduction of pogo zombies, which jump over your plants fairly quickly, so you either have to block it with a tall nut or just kill it before it reaches your house. I received scaredy shrooms, sun shrooms, and 3-peaters, so I chose lily pad. This level consisted of spamming scaredy shrooms until I could afford 3-peaters, which also helped a lot. 4-9 took an unreasonably long time to get the plants, like over 45 minutes. It wasn't too hard actually, I just needed a blower to get rid of the balloon zombies and a starfruit or similarly powerful plant. I also got marigold, but I didn't use it. Sorry Dave. Anyway, this level was the usual deal of spamming starfruit and using a blower when necessary. 4-10 was the final level to an absolute nightmare of a world, and I also saw the Yeti. But it doesn't make you choose your plants. On to the next world. The big thing with World 5 is that you can't use plants that throw directly straight in columns 4 and below. You also need to place a flower pot every time you need to plant something, which is not something that I had for 5-1. So I just needed to use the ones that were provided for me for that level. What I did have, however, was snow pea, chomper, and kernel pult. Crazy Dave gave me starfruit, flower pot, and cactus for 5-2. Because I couldn't put any attacking plants in the first 4 columns, those were all reserved for sunflowers. I ended up with over 2,500 sun by the end of the level. With 0 resets right off the bat, Dave gave me a sunflower, flower pot, and snow pea, so I chose watermelon for 5-3. I think this was the level that was the most fun to play through because of how satisfying it was to not have to grind to get good plants. Great level all around. I got flower pot, marigold, and sunflower for 5-4, so I chose watermelon. To give myself time to build up sun, I did the lawnmower strategy for this level, and oh boy, I needed it. All around bad zombie RNG actually made me fail the first time I tried this stage, but attempt 2 turned out much better. Level 5-5 is yet another minigame, moving on. For 5-6, I got kernel pult, flower pot, and repeater. The good old strategy of using a few columns of corn and a few columns of repeaters paid off, because I got through this level without any issues. For 5-7, I got sunflower, potato mine, and flower pot, so I chose watermelon. This was a long 4-flag level, but I was adequately prepared because of the potato mine that allowed me to stall for sunflowers. I ended up getting through this level with 3 columns of watermelon. Dave gave me starfruit, cabbage pult, and flower pot for 5-8. This is also the introduction of gargantuars, but they weren't that bad due to the starfruit. Just place a cabbage pult near the back to deal with the imps and you'll be fine. For the last level of this challenge, 5-9, I was given snow pea, sunflower, and cherry bomb, so I chose flower pot. There weren't really any major issues with this level because I spammed the snow pea, which slowed the zombies down and dealt enough damage to get through the level, albeit with some maintenance. I could also deal with the gargantuars by getting it down to under half health and using the cherry bomb, which prevents it from throwing the imp. I did lose a lawnmower near the end, but luckily nothing spawned in that row during the final wave. And wouldn't you know it, 5-10 is the final boss, and what do you know? It doesn't make you choose your plants. This means that the challenge was indeed possible. It was long and tedious, and it did require a lot of grinding for the right plants, but it wasn't too hard altogether. Definitely be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave me some video ideas in the comments below because I need them. And I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome day.